What's up, amazing people, amazing students, and all the lovers of chemistry out there? Today, I've decided to show my face so you can see the face behind the voice that has been on this channel thus far. My name is David, and all we do here is to take the mystery out of chemistry so chemi can make history. And today, I've got something very special for each and every one of you guys. So I want you to stick around till the end of this video. Today, we want to actually address some of the elephants that have been in the room for a very long time. Why some students think they hate chemistry and how to fix it. So, let's go into what we have for today. So, first things first, let's be real. I get it. A lot of students say they hate chemistry. You call out maybe five random students from a classroom and ask them, what are your top three subjects that you hate the most? Chemistry is most likely to come among the first three that they'll mention. Students say they hate chemistry, and I get it. It's very relatable. I was once like that, but guess what? The truth is, most of the time, it's not actually chemistry that they hate. I promise you, by the end of this video, if you do not love chemistry, you will be closer, or at least a step closer to loving the subject. So I want you to follow me every step of the way. Most of the time, it's not actually chemistry that you hate. Okay? It's how it was taught or how overwhelmed you felt. And today we're going to fix that. Now, have you ever been in a class and then all the teacher was doing was just rambling and talking from his notes? And at the end of the class, you just felt more confused than even before the class started. Now, when something like that happens and you're confused, you're not going to like the person who made you to be confused like that. And in this case, that person is going to be your teacher. So sometimes it's not actually the subject you hate. It is actually the way the person teaching it is making that subject to feel for you. And so today we're going to be fixing all of those stuffs. Now you call out five students who say they hate chemistry and ask them, why do you even hate the subject? You hear things like, oh, more chemistry is too hard. There are too many formulas. I'll just be memorizing formula up and down. X is equal to Y is equal to Z. What is that now? I don't even understand what's going on. The periodic table looks like a giant puzzle I'll never be able to solve. Why am I even learning this one? I get this a lot. If you ask some students, why do you hate chemistry? They say, why am I even learning this thing? I'm not trying to be a scientist. Have you ever been in a class and then the subject seems so confusing, and at the point you're just like, how am I going to even apply this to my life? You know, another one is my teacher just rushes through everything. And I want to call out bad teachers at this point. There are times where teachers actually contribute to the confusion of students. Maybe in a school, the teacher has been given a quota or a lesson plan to make sure that he finishes it before the end of the school term. And the lesson plan is very bulky. So all the teacher is doing is just making sure that he gives the students all the notes that they need, not caring whether they understand or not. So sometimes teachers can just rush through everything that they have to do without paying attention to the understanding level of the students. And then one final reason why students complain that they hate chemistry is that even though I studied, I still failed. So what's the point? Why do I even need to try? I understand and I can relate. Does that sound familiar? Well, guess what? You are not alone. Now, story. Once upon a time, let me share my experience with you in chemistry. When I entered the secondary school, my first ever chemistry teacher, his name was Mr. Victor. Now, not to drag anybody or call out anybody, but he was a bad chemistry teacher. Bad in the sense that he was very, very insultive. I mean, he would literally use vulgar words on we, the students in the class. And, students have this character of naming the teacher or giving the teacher a nickname after the way he used to behave. So we gave him a nickname, Wakashege. So anytime we're having his periods and somebody goes to check out, what are we having now? The person will be like, now Wakashege, they come when are they ready? So he was very insultive. And as a result, we didn't like him at all. And as a result of not liking him, we're not doing well in the subject of chemistry. Long story made short, eventually our chemistry teacher was changed, and it was changed from Mr. Victor to Mr. Abiodun. I'll never forget Mr. Abiodun for as long as I live. Mr. Abiodun was a far more better chemistry teacher than Mr. Victor. Mr. Abiodun will come into the class. He will not start the class by writing the topic he wants to teach us. He'll first maybe crack a joke, get the class lively, get us laughing, and then in that atmosphere of, you know, having fun and all, he will now transition seamlessly what we are laughing about into the topic that he wants to teach for that day. So we will not even know when we have started the topic that we're about to learn for that day. It will just be a very seamless transition. And oh my God, our understanding level just shot up from the level it used to be to a whole new level. And guess what? The first A I ever had in a science subject was in chemistry, thanks to Mr. Abiodun. God bless you wherever you are, sir. Now, I have a second story that I want to share with you based on what I just said. The thing is, chemistry is not the problem. The approach to chemistry or your perspective about chemistry is what is giving you a hard time. Now, on the screen right now, you can see the picture of a very popular person. Most of you watching this video may know him. His name is Kingsley Okonkwo, and he's a marriage counselor and he's a pastor as well. I once heard a story from him that I find quite interesting. I'd like to share it in this video. He shared a story of his experience where he went to Dubai to watch a football match. It was a UEFA Champions League football match. So, by the time the football match was over, it was already past midnight. So he had to order an Uber to come take him back to his residential address. So while the driver was moving him back to his place where he was staying, the driver was chewing gum. Remember, this was past midnight. So the driver was chewing gum, and not only was he chewing gum, he was chewing it loudly. That kind of and you know how annoying stuff like that can be. Somebody is chewing gum loudly, only two of you in the car, and the sound is just getting into your ears and it's just so disgusting. So Pastor Kingsley said he was trying to, bear with the guy, and at a point he just got to his neck and he decided to let off some steam. And he called out the driver that how can you be behaving like this? This is an absolutely unprofessional attitude. You're giving me a terrible customer experience. Don't they train you guys? This one, that one. The Pastor Kingsley said the driver allowed him to say everything he wanted to say. When he was done, the driver now apologized and said, I'm sorry. The thing is, I was actually supposed to be off duty yesterday because we work in shifts. But the person that was supposed to come and take over from me was unavoidably absent. So I had to work throughout the day. And then now that I'm supposed to be resting in the night, this is my original shift. So I have to still fill in for this person. So from yesterday till today, I have not slept. And as I'm driving this car now, I'm feeling sleepy. That's why I have to be chewing this gum. Pastor King say, oh yeah, begin to chew now. Oh yeah, it one chew now. If you have any gum there, give me. I'm going to chew along with you. Now, I said that to be able to say this. The moment his perspective about that chewing gum was changed, his hatred for that thing died. So that brings me to the next thing that I want to say. Chemistry is not the problem. Your approach to it, your perspective about chemistry is the problem. You see, chemistry is not meant to be about memorizing 50 equations that you do not understand when it's exam time. This brings back so many memories. You know, when it was exam time in the secondary schools, or you on the day of the exam, you just see students with their note outside trying to cram and pour everything into their head as much as they can. And 2 3 days after the examination, you ask them any question, they might not be able to tell you. It was just about, memorizing and cramming, and that will not get you to understand. You see, chemistry is about learning how your world works, learning why ice melts, learning why soda fizzes, learning why your phone battery dies, all while having fun. I promise you, if you are having fun while learning about any subject, trust me, you're not going to feel bored at all. You're not going to even see it as a learning experience. It's just going to be fun to you. Have you ever wondered why those things that you have fun doing, it doesn't take you so much time to learn about them? Yes. Now guess what? You're literally studying life at the atomic level whenever you're doing chemistry. And that's powerful. Which brings me to the next thing that I want to say. How do I fix my dislike for chemistry? Step number one, start with the basics. Nobody is asking you to start by balancing redox reactions or by looking for the electrode potential of a Daniel cell. No, start with the basics, okay? Nobody starts building a skyscraper from the roof. We all start from the foundation. So when we're talking about the basic concepts like the concepts of atoms and the concepts of bonding, don't think they are too simple to pay attention to. They are your foundation. Pay attention to them. And guess what? If the foundation is solid enough, then the building will last for a very long time. The next thing to do is to learn with visuals. You see, one reason why students in schools have um, trouble learning chemistry is there really was never a picture to accompany the information that was being passed to them by the teacher. This is one big reason why we remember movies a lot. Now, the first time I watched the movie Lion King, very popular animation, Lion King was before I became a teenager. And that's over 10 years ago. But if you sit me down now, I can tell you the storyline of that movie from A to Z without missing one scene. Why? Pictures were accompanying the information that was being passed to us in that movie. The same thing applies to this place. Learn with visuals. You see, not just chemistry, but any subject is way easier when you see what is happening. When a picture accompanies an information that is being passed across to you, the retention of that information in your memory becomes way easier. In fact, John Maxwell once said that one picture is worth 1,000 words. One picture is worth 1,000 words. And then the third way to fix your dislike or hatred for chemistry is to apply it to real life scenarios. You see, if you, and this is where your teacher comes in, if your teacher is the kind of person that cannot show you where what he is teaching you in class can be applied to real life scenarios, then it just seems like there is no transition point from the classroom to the real life scenario, and you'll just be confused. So you need to have someone who can apply the concepts that they are teaching you to real life scenarios. If he's teaching you about balancing chemical equations, ask him, how can we apply this to a real life scenario? How can we apply this to what happens in our kitchen? How can we apply this to what happens to my skin, my breath, everything that has to do with real life scenarios? Which brings me to the next point. Ask questions without shame. Amaka, this is where I have a problem with you. You too they maintain steeze. You too they maintain steeze and composure. Sometimes you just need to forget about steeze and composure and get to the point where you are entering street and exposure. And that comes when you ask questions. You need to ask questions without shame. Confusion is normal. We've all been there before. We've all been at the point where we saw a teacher balancing a chemical equation and we're like, Shina, my eye they pay me. I've been waiting they happen for you. How is we are balancing a chemical equation all of a sudden two just comes from nowhere and sits inside the equation? How where did two come from? Confusion is normal. We've all been there before. But clarity is also possible. And that comes when you ask questions. That comes when you ask questions, which brings me to the next point that I want to talk about. You need to find someone who can actually break it down for you. And that is where I come in. You see, this YouTube channel has been made with the purpose of breaking down chemistry and all the concepts that it teaches into smaller bits that students can understand and relate to. If you follow this channel for a while, you would notice that at the introductory part of my videos, I say all I do here is to take the mystery, out of chemistry so chemi can make history. That is not just a catchphrase. It is the essence of what this YouTube channel has been made to do for you as a student. I understand that there are times in the classroom where the teacher can be all, notes and lecture and everything, and you just can't relate. You're just not coping. You can't deal. And that is why this YouTube channel has been made. We'll take whatever your teacher has been teaching you in school, we'll bring it over here to this space, and we'll break it down in a way that you can understand and even enlighten other people as well. You see, the truth is, you don't hate chemistry. Trust me. You hate feeling lost. We all hate feeling lost. Have you ever tried to go somewhere? Somebody gave you some directions, and then at the point you're like, I don't even know where I am. You hate that feeling of where it looks like you're not going to arrive where you're going to. We've all been there. We hate feeling lost. And if in this case, it is in a chemistry class that you're feeling lost, you're not going to like the subject. But that is fixable. That is absolutely fixable. That's why I'm asking you to stick with me by subscribing to this YouTube channel, liking this video, and turning on the notification bell icon so when more stuff like this comes out, you'd be the first to be notified. I'd like you to stick with me so I can show you how chemistry can actually start making sense. I don't want you to be the one who is feeling lost in your chemistry class again. And at the end of the class, when your teacher is asking, do you understand? You don't even know whether to say yes or say no. I'd like you to follow me and let's make your journey through chemistry a jolly experience. At this point, I want you to tag someone who always says, I hate chemistry. If their name is Peter, tag them. Their name is Chuko Emeka, tag them. Their name is Amaka, tag them. Their name is whatever their name is, tag them. Share this link of this video with them, and let's change their perspective of chemistry from that of hatred or dislike to that of a love for the subject. My name is David, one more time, and all that I do here is to take the mystery out of chemistry so chemi can make history. If you enjoyed engaging with me on this space, I'd like you to please do me a favor by liking this video, subscribing to my YouTube channel, so we can take you from the point of confusion to the point of enlightenment. Up until I come your way with more enlightening videos on chemistry, I'd like you to stay tuned and stay blessed. Thank you.